Naturalistic teaching comes out of the idea that all children learn better if they're highly motivated. And I think everybody notices that when children care about or are interested in or strongly attracted to the subject matter, that they pay attention more and are more invested in learning. And there's a couple of ways you can try to make that happen. As a teacher, you can try to get them interested in something they don't care much about. Or a better way is to start with something they're already interested in, an object or an activity or a subject matter that they care strongly about. Once you know what they care about, you focus your teaching there, and that's really one of the main approaches to or strategies of naturalistic teaching, is to start with the child's interest, what they care about, what they're motivated by, and to structure your teaching interactions around those objects or activities. Once you do that, you have a child who's less likely to resist, more likely to pay attention and be on task and to focus and to try to learn what's being taught. This is particularly important in children with autism spectrum disorders, where teaching is challenging and they often resist, try to get away from, or struggle with the learning process. So at the heart of naturalistic teaching is following the child's interest, what they care about, or what they're motivated in. We use naturalistic procedures regularly in the teaching we do here in our clinic with families, parents who want to help their young children with autism spectrum disorders begin to develop critical early communication skills. But we can only do that one family or one child at a time. So one of the primary motivations in developing an app like this is to get this technology that's been proven effective into many more hands of parents or teachers or therapists who want to have access to this technology in the environment where they're going to do a lot of this teaching, which would be in the home or in the classroom or out in public, in the grocery store, or so forth. One of the things that's nice about naturalistic teaching is it's typically, a characteristic of it is it's a lot less structured than other types of teaching. It can occur in lots of different environments. In fact, that's one of the advantages of naturalistic teaching. It can occur in just about any environment where you find a child that's motivated. There are lots of different types of naturalistic teaching with different names. Things like pivotal response training and behavior chain interruption. And one of the places we're actually going to be focusing initially with this app is something called incidental teaching, where when we happen to notice that a child is highly motivated, we'll take the opportunity to turn that into a teaching interaction and help the child learn to communicate, to have access to, or to interact with things that they care about or are motivated by. In the same way, if a child's not motivated, we don't force a teaching interaction on them. So it has the potential to avoid conflict, where in cases where sometimes parents are trying to do teaching even though the child isn't motivated, and that sometimes creates difficulties. I'll just emphasize that the reason we picked this particular behavior or skill to work on with these children is, again, because we know that the development of communication is such a critical skill for kids in predicting their outcomes later on. So there may be lots of things that a child needs to learn. Sleep better, eat better, toilet training, handling demands and instructions from parents, but none of those, or even socializing effectively with others, but none of those are as critical as developing communication skills, and that's where we've targeted this application.